listening to a Listen Frederick podcast. Local podcasts, live radio. It's Listen Frederick.
And now, your hosts of Steeples and Peoples podcast to tell you about all things Frederick County, Maryland. Here's Mark and Terry Meriday.
67 years is a long time. Actually, a lifetime for many. And this week on the Steeples and Peoples podcast, we sit and talk with Cheryl, Lenhart, and Rodman Meyers about the annual Thurmont Emmittsburg Community Show held at Catoctin High School. They discuss with us the origination of the show and how it has prospered through the years. They talk about all things you can expect when you attend the show and how you can actually be a part of this esteemed community event. This is sort of a precursor to the Frederick Fair, everyone. So listen and mark your calendars to join in the fun at the 67th Annual Thurmont Emmittsburg Community Show. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the Steeples and Peoples podcast. Terry and I love going to the Frederick Fair. Last year, around this time, we actually interviewed the people at the fair and got everybody all fired up to be part of it. This year, we've stumbled across something very similar. The key to this thing is it's free, and it's before the fair, so it's kind of a primer.
Terry, it's a primer.
Tell them where we are.
We are up in Thurmont, and today we're going to talk about the Thurmont and Emmittsburg Community Show, which is a huge event for several days, and we had no idea about it, so we hope some of our listeners haven't had any idea about it, and then they can attend, and people that do know about it will continue to attend. So today we're here with Cheryl, Lenhart, and Rodman Meyers, and they're going to talk to us about the Thurmont and Emmittsburg Community Show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Good. Let's talk to Rodman first, maybe. Tell us about you outside of the community show.
Well, I grew up in this area on a farm north of Thurmont, and the Sunnyside Dairy Farm my father had. And then later on, my wife and I decided to go out on our own, and we bought a couple farms north of Catoctin Mountain Orchard on Route 15, and about 350 acres, and we raised 4 children on the farm, and a good life. There's no better life than raising a family on a farm.
You bet.
And we had the privilege to do that, and my children have been very helpful over the years with the farmer operation, and my son is with me now. I'm 89, but I still kind of manage some things, but don't do much work.
You should see this guy. He looks fantastic for 89. Oh my God, you look wonderful.
And Cheryl?
Sort of what he said, I do the same thing. So I'm also a leader of Lewistown Mountain View 4-H Club. And I just work for an attorney in Frederick, and also work part-time at Tractor Supply, and on the board of directors for the Catoctin Medical Center, and do a lot of community service things with all my activities. So
basically, you
Sounds
never
like
sleep.
it.
You're always on the go.
I don't know how some people sleep. So,
Good.
Rodman, you're the president of the Thurmont and Emmittsburg Community Show. Can you tell me how long you've been involved in this event? I think it's, 60-some years old?
67 years.
67. This is
we
your
got the
67th.
community show
Jeez.
started at that particular time. There was a community show in Emmittsburg, and my wife and I would go to that show. And so then one night the Grange meeting here, the Grange here was organized in 1946. And so in 1955, I brought this up at the Grange meeting. Maybe we would start a community show, Thurmont Grange here in Thurmont. So, which they voted, you go ahead, you take in charge of it. So, Mr. Baker was the ag teacher here at that time, and he taught a half a day at Frederick, at Emmittsburg, and a half a day at Thurmont. And he helped with their community show. So, to get this started, he helped start this community. So, we worked together for many years. And there's one other person that has helped me over the years and is still living, Bob Valentine. He was a student at that time we started the community show, and he was the master of ceremonies the first night as a student for Mr. Baker.
That's pretty cool.
And he's still very active, and he's always been chairman of the Beef, Sheep, and Swine show here, which we started 49 years ago. And but that's how we decided to start a show. And then in 1969, we merged because the Catoctin High School was built. So then we had no longer Emmittsburg High School since they combined. So then we combined and called the Thurmont and Emmittsburg Community Show.
Nice.
And that's the way it's been going on ever since. And we have people in Emmittsburg on the committee and Thurmont, and we get along very
You
good.
work nicely together. That's good.
Yes, we do.
Rodman, you were a young pup when you started this then, 22?
Well, I was just got married in 55, so we started in 57.
Wow.
So I've been with
You really have been the whole time.
67 years.
How long have you been president?
Well, Mr. Baker and I were like co-president.
Oh, okay, sure.
And then when he passed on, well, they made me president. And Cheryl, she's vice president now, and Karen's secretary. And we have a tremendous board of directors, and everybody gets along fine, works together.
For those people who don't know what the Grange is, would you share? I know you told me already, but can you share that out for everybody?
The Grange was built back and formed in 1867, and it was a farmers' organization at that particular time. But over the years, and now mostly, a lot of Granges are even in cities and they're rural areas because there's less farmers. So in our group here, we have a lot of farmers in our Grange still, and the community, we're very diversified, where some aren't that way, but the Grange is a background of agriculture many years, and there's a lot of fairs over the United States that are sponsored by Granges.
Okay.
And if they might have been sponsored at one time by a Grange, but maybe they no longer are, but the backbone of them fairs was all
agriculture.
All were sponsored by Granges. And I get the Pennsylvania, all the fairs in Pennsylvania, there's probably 20 fairs sponsored by Granges in Pennsylvania. And they're big fairs, too.
I used to go to the Blooms. Have you heard of the Bloomsburg
Oh,
Fair?
yes.
Yeah.
That's where I went to graduate school, and like they used to have the week off school, but they hadn't. It's been 20 some years. But yeah, I went there every day.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
When the fair
a lot
was
of
there.
Granges up in that area.
Yeah.
That's a potato.
So the Grange is it's kind of like the Elks Club or the Civitan.
Community
Like it's a
service.
community
Yeah, it's community
service club.
Yeah.
But for farmers.
And I said I'd never
Essentially
heard
for
of it, and
farmers.
that's why, because I don't have a lot of farming knowledge.
We are at that backboard over there. Mostly it's community service. We're focused on legislation, community service, and also education and that type of thing. So that's one of the. So that's kind of like what we focus on.
Sure.
So.
And Cheryl, how long have you been involved in this?
Probably ever since
you
I
were
was born. Probably, I'm thinking.
You were born and dragged
I might
there
have
in
missed
your-
it the year I was born.
in your
but
stroller.
anyway.
The year you were born in COVID year, right?
COVID, we had to cancel it just because of the school and stuff. We did have they had a livestock show for the kids, but did they have a sale during COVID? They didn't have a sale during COVID.
Yeah, we did.
They did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But we had it out. It used to be at Eiler Stables, so they were able to let the kids sell their animals that they had raised and
nice.
stuff. But we were unable to have anything at the high school. So
Sure. Just 1 year? 2020?
2020 and 2021.
Both
we
years,
had it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because
now
the
you're
schools
back
were still
100%
kinda-
full-fledged.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
started back last year, and we didn't know how it would go and stuff. So we left people, if they had made items like sewing items in 2019, they were allowed to enter them in last year's show and stuff like that. So
Got about 50 animals to sell each year. Steers, hogs, sheep, lambs, goats.
We should get a goat put in our backyard.
Yes, we should get a goat right in
got
the
'em.
backyard.
I won't
We do
have
not
to cut the
want. My
grass.
daughter wants. One of our daughters wants chickens, and I'm like, no, we're not having chickens. I'm all
You're
about.
just no fun.
Now you want a goat?
A goat and chickens in our
We could have a
backyard.
pig like Eddie the pig. I could
That guy.
I could wrap my brain around that.
Let's go back to your first one and think then about where we are coming up on this year. How's it changed? How's it
Well, the first one we
evolutionized?
had at the Thurmont High School, which is now the middle school, and it was a learning experience for a lot of people. But we have pictures that were taken, and we look at them sometimes how we've changed.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot smaller show.
Sure.
very
grown every year.
It was a starting point.
Yeah, sure.
And then we kept growing, and the best thing was when the Catoctin was built, we really grew and have more space to exhibit. We only have one gym at one time. Now we got 2 gyms, and we fill them all up. And we have a lot of commercial people put a display in, and they put an ad in the book, and then they can put a display in free. And it's part of communities' activities to let people know what's going on in the community.
Right.
And we had 2,700 of these books printed for people, and it has the entry form in, and then I'll let Cheryl tell the different departments and stuff.
And back in 1957, they didn't have a website, so that was something else that
Yeah,
changed.
that's really
That was something that
transcending.
changed. 'Cause you have a really good website.
No, God, no. Wait, I could live without that thing too.
Yeah.
As handy as it is, it's just, yeah. So this year, what are the dates and the cost to get in? Is there a cost to get in?
No charge. We've never had a charge. We have a silver offering where people can put money in. We have an organization each year we specify the money would go to. And this year
it's Sabillasville Environmental School up
Okay.
in Sabillasville. So
Yes.
we have a lot of people who are interested in that school and stuff like that, since we are sort of agricultural organizations that are sponsoring this event. So, and the dates are September 8th, 9th, and 10th at Catoctin High School.
How about the times?
Friday, well, people can enter if you're in the area. You can enter on Thursday night from like 5:30 to 8:30. On Saturday, they can enter from 8:30 until noon, I want to say, 11:30.
Yeah.
And then the show actually opens to the public. Then we have judging, so it's closed to the public while their judging occurs at the school. And then people can start coming to the school to look at the exhibits, and around 5:30 on Friday night. And then on Saturday, I think the school probably opens around 8 or 9 in the morning. And we have a pet show in the morning at 10:30. There's going to be some fire company demonstrations before that. We have a livestock show in the Ag Center area. That starts at 9. And so we have various, activities and stuff for kids, to look at and stuff like that. We're going to have pony rides.
face painting.
The library's going to have a used book sale in the old gymnasium. So anybody that likes to read, you can pick up really good buys there. So
You do face painting? What do you
No. we have a lady who
Leave
does
your
face
art
painting.
skills
It's
to
really good.
to
So-
somebody else.
Amazing, and kids look forward to that.
Yeah.
So if I want to exhibit, that's when I can bring stuff right before. Do I need to sign up?
Nope. You don't
Just-
have,
just roll on in.
Yeah, if you're
So-
you have to be there's rules and regulations, and they're on the website too. But you have to be a resident of the Thurmont, Emmittsburg, the Catoctin feeder pattern area.
Oh, good. Mhm.
And I think for the Sabillasville area, we had it so like as long as the children were in the same Catoctin feeder area. So we kind of limit that to those people who can exhibit.
So we're talking baked goods, jams, jellies, fabric, quilts, and what are some of the types of what other kind? Do you have like a favorite that you've ever seen, or like the quilts are my favorite at the Frederick Fair.
Yeah, we have a
What's-
sewing department, fabric and fabric arts. We have fresh fruits, vegetables. We have the canned things. We have meats. Baked products is popular. The sewing. We have flowers and plants. Your arts and crafts and your paintings. Photography is very popular. A lot of your farm produce, like your grains and eggs. And then you have, we also have 2 categories. One is for the junior department. They're for kids ages 10 and under who can exhibit, and they're just judged in that for that age group. And then there's a youth department, which is kids from ages 11 to 18. So they're not
nice.
judged against adults.
The younger ones or
Yeah,
the older.
they're like,
good.
like it's all the young kids. So, but they have same sort of categories.
It's different. We don't charge to enter anything.
Right.
People just can enter, and
You can enter as many things as you want.
But there's prizes, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Cash prizes.
Yeah, we have cash prizes, and our event is also sponsored by the Maryland Agriculture Fair Board, which is where we get our premium money to pay for the prize money. So, like, first place is like $6 in some categories. Second place is $5. Third place is $4. Now
Nice.
it's higher for your baked products because we took in consideration of the cost of your ingredients to bake.
Nice.
So that's higher, and also the sewing department costs are a little higher too. The prize money is.
So the prize is higher.
Right.
So who judges these? The board?
No, we have
You must have a lot of people.
certified judges that
okay.
go to judging school, and I usually call people, and we have people that they just love to come judge every year at our show.
Sure.
And then I got some new ones this year. Some things happen to some, and it's just part of a process. But we don't have anybody local judging. It's all out.
And that's better if you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
We
You
don't
know?
want that.
No, not at all.
And we just have a lot of, and they just look, a lot of them say this is one of the best shows they go to judge. There's something to judge. And we feel honored to hear them say that.
Right.
Yes.
So you got some contests that still go on there. Log sawing, horseshoes. Talk a little bit about those things.
Those events usually occur on Sunday, and they occur back in the Ag Center area under a tent, so it's shady, and we have chairs around for people to watch. But they have a crosscut saw, which is the old-time two-person saw.
Sure.
And they usually have teams, and we can have there's men's teams, women's teams, men and women's teams, children's teams. So they all and they do it based on time. So they're very competitive.
I bet.
Some of them are very competitive.
I
They
could
want to
just
know what their
picture it.
score was like last year, so they can see whether they beat their score this year from last year. They're very
Isn't that
competitive.
interesting?
And the horseshoe pitching contest is run by some people that pitch horseshoes, and honestly, they take care of that. And there's anybody that likes to pitch horseshoes, they can do it. And we're going to award prize money this year too to those people.
Bob Case family, for years they started that, and now the children
Take
took it
care
over
of it.
since their
Nice.
parents passed away, and the Case family runs it. We don't have to worry about it. All we
Yeah.
do is supplies and money and the ribbons, and they take care of it.
So it's in honor of probably of their parents, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's all.
What's the pet show?
The pet show occurs actually on Saturday, and it starts, I think, around 10:30 in the morning. And yes, I'm trying to find the books. We're going to have some. They have registration that starts around 10. I want to say at 9:30 they're having some fire safety demonstrations right before that. So there's 12 different classes that you can enter your pets. Like there's cat with the prettiest eyes, cat with the longest whiskers, pet dog with the waggiest tail, prettiest dog pet with the most spots, best costume pet, best trained pet. So last year we had a really nice show, and then we have door prizes. We have prizes to the winner, and prize money is also paid out to those first, second, and third. But I think champion is a gift card from Tractor Supply, and then reserve champion is a gift card donated by the Dirty Dog here in Thurmont. So it's a dog washing facility.
Is that where we didn't? No, that was a dog groomer up there.
Main
Where it
Street
came in.
Groomers. Yeah, that's right next door.
Right.
Live performances. Do you have entertainment?
Yes, we do.
Yes. You want to talk about that?
Saturday night we have the Ken Lebo and a group, gospel group from Rocky Ridge, and that's free to the public to come in, and maybe some people go for supper and then come in and watch that for entertainment. And then on Sunday we have the Elvis show.
Ooh.
And that's many years ago. We had the Catoctin Mountain Boys, and there was a group of 4 or 5 boys that played for years. And then one of the offsprings out of that, they don't perform anymore, was this fellow had Elvis. So he does this on his own now. And he goes to some of the carnivals. We have him booked for a community show. And actually, he got his start at our community show.
Oh,
That's right.
That's
where he got
pretty
his
he
start.
launched his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we bring chairs? Like bring our own
no,
chairs
that's
for
gonna be
these,
in
or
the
you do have?
auditorium.
Okay, perfect.
It's going to be in the air-conditioned auditorium.
there you go.
On
Let's
Sunday,
add
he's
that.
having one show at 12:30 Elvis and another show at 1:45.
Yeah.
And we also have a dinner before that. On Saturday evening, we have Mountain Gate is catering a roast turkey and baked ham buffet dinner with all the sides, trimmings. And then on Sunday, Mountain Gate's catering a fried chicken and pulled pork barbecue buffet. So you can come and eat, and then you can go to the music shows or after that if you want. So
Fried chicken and pulled pork. You're talking my language.
Speaking his language.
yeah, and then we also have some other vendors there at the show too. We have Krieger's Country Cooking, and he's going to be back in the Ag Center area. So he has a full menu of like burgers, fries, drinks, anything. I think he has barbecue and stuff like that. And then Glamour View Creamery is going to be located out in front of the school, and they'll have sandwiches and ice cream.
Say we need some ice cream.
And then the Catoctin FFA usually has like popcorn and sodas and stuff. They
Sure.
kind of travel around where different events are occurring. So there's something there for everybody to eat. So
We won't start.
Okay, speaking of food, the baked goods that you auction off.
yes.
Let's get into that a little bit. People probably think I'm like,
Well, like at the Brunswick Community Festival, they just had it. Like thousands of dollars are raised. So tell us about your baked good auction and all the good it brings.
Our baked goods auction is actually held on Friday night. Starts around 7:30. We have an opening ceremonies program that starts around 6:30. So we've started baked goods auction around 7:30, and then we sell the grand champions from the departments at around 8. So we have benefiting organizations that each of, like if you get a grand champion cake, it benefits the community show. If you have a like a reserve champion sugar-free product, it benefits the Diabetes Association. We have
You have like every category
perfect sense.
broke
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
and
We have like a couple of the grand champion miscellaneous baked products is benefiting the environmental school of Sabillasville. And we have a couple of the benefiting things. They have the grand champion cake in memory of Merle McLeaf, because he always enjoyed helping the children out. So he passed away, I think, probably a few years ago. So we started doing this in his honor. But he always would help the kids when they fund their trip to like National FFA convention and stuff. So we have that cake, and that's like a special cake to benefit that too. So, but I mean, there's lots of people who make baked items, and it becomes a property of the community show once they enter them. So they sell. We have an auctioneer who auctions the items off, and bidders are welcome. We've got bidder cards, and you just raise your card and bring in cash and good check, and that's it. So it works really well, and we have a very generous community who helps to sponsor that too. So
I love the fact that you have it categorized, and then the money that you raise goes to a specific thing that relates
yes.
specifically to that category.
Right, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
really neat.
And there's certain people that want to go to buy something for that category.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one other thing, on Friday night, we started 45 years ago a flag ceremony.
Oh, nice.
And we actually just wanted to do that particular year. And I got that together with the American Legion, and they had the color guard and all. And Mr. Green, Mervyn Green, was commander of the Legion. And he called me up after the community show was over and said, Mr. Meyers, he said, that was a wonderful ceremony. And he said, I think we ought to keep continuing that. And we've continued that ever since. And it has maybe 25 organizations carrying flags in.
Oh, nice.
And then we have an FFA students singing the Star Spangled Banner this year.
Yeah.
And
And the Catoctin High School band has been playing like a processional as the flags come in, and then they've been playing some songs, during the ceremony and stuff like that too.
I just love how you get all the community
Right.
to come out to this.
Hence the community show.
Show.
I know. It has the word community right in it. You can't miss that. So this is running like a fine-tuned machine. You've been doing this for years and years and years. But do you need any help? Any kind of volunteers, or do the kids? I mean, you have a bunch of kids too. So
I have a lot of people that nobody gets paid this year. They all volunteer. We have people come in and help, and I have sometimes some new people in the area be in touch with somebody. So I want to help next year. So we get a list, and we work them in, and they just enjoy being a part of the show.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, it's just a different atmosphere. And I'm just proud that we can do this, and I hope when I'm gone, that the torch can be carried on.
I'm sure it will.
Yes, indeed.
I'm sure it will.
A lot of good.
Well, your passion for this is it's beaming, to tell you the truth. If people could see the smile on your face and how passionate you are,
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
And we talked a little about Mountain Gate and Grange being some of your big sponsors and helpers. Do you want to mention a couple of the other, maybe the big sponsors or little sponsors?
Well, we have. It's also sponsored by the Catoctin FFA chapter because the kids help a lot of times taking entries, and some of the things benefit them and actually stuff. So there's an ambassador contest where kids participate in that too. And then it's also sponsored by the Catoctin FFA alumni and supporters, which is an offshoot of that. You don't have to be an FFA member to be in the alumni, but they also help to sponsor the show too. A lot of the people in the organization are former FFA students, but they all help too. And they actually are the ones that take care of the beef, sheep, and swine livestock sale, which occurs on Saturday night, the show and sale. So we have about 50 head of animals that will be sold by the head on Saturday night around 7. Wow. And so they always, kids.
They're not walking through the school, are they?
No, they're outside.
Because that would be fun.
I wouldn't have to butcher it myself, would I?
And it's also sponsored by the Maryland State Grange, and that's where and then also the Ag Fair Board. So there's probably 5 sponsoring organizations out there.
And we like to set up for a community show on Thursday morning. I have maybe 15 people come here with trucks, and
we load up tables and chairs
stuff out here and all this stuff. And
they don't make you work, do they?
Then I don't do that. I stand here and tell them what to do.
Okay, just making sure.
And then Sunday evening we bring all this stuff back, and the FFA kids and the people show up to help.
Yep. And we have the Boy Scouts who do parking.
Yeah,
Thurmont Boy Scout, the Scouts, the Thurmont Scouts do the parking for the event.
I'm going to guess there's not a home football game that night.
Well, they're playing it on Thursday night, actually.
Oh,
good. Yes.
Wow.
Every other year we have to.
Yeah,
we
have to change.
Work around that.
Yeah, work around that. So
Before I
go to school,
go ahead.
we do get good cooperation from the principals up here. I'm very fortunate. And they realize what important this show is to the community.
Yep.
Sure.
And also the custodial staff too is also there. Everybody's been very cooperative. So it's all
a wise person once told me that because I'm a teacher, take care of the secretaries and the custodial staff.
Because
we've never had a problem with anybody.
And the school nurse, we used to run this small little school carnival at North Frederick Elementary School when I was on the PTA, and it was hard just getting the you have to go through all these hoops to use the area, the gym or whatever, and we're restricted to everything. So this is amazing. It says a lot about the community and the principals and the staff and how they will work with you. And
we have a lot of door prizes donated by the restaurants in the area, the orchards and different groups.
Yeah, you have a lot of advertisers and
they want to be a part.
That's fun.
The door prize we draw on Friday nights separate and Saturday nights separate. And Sunday.
Kind of pressure on them too, because you see all your people around you, working hand in hand with you guys and donating time and gift cards and
it promotes their business also.
Absolutely.
If they 100%. Give a gift door prize or a gift certificate, and somebody will come into their business and probably spend more than maybe what their gift certificate. So it's just an exposure thing for the business.
Rodman, I'm going to put you on the spot, my man. 67 years you've been doing this. What's the most interesting thing you've ever encountered in all the 67 years? Something that's really unique that might have happened?
I guess 2 or 3 years ago, they surprised me and had a Rodman Meyers Day at the community show, and I had no idea anything was even going on until it happened. And that was, I don't know, it meant so much to me, not that, but it's I guess the people like what they see and being a part, and that meant so much to me, and I'm just blessed with a good family to work with over the years that they've been all part of the community show. And the community here is just the backbone of America. I mean, you don't find this everywhere.
No, you don't. Not anymore.
And I'm telling you, it's something I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Be a part of it. Yep.
I can see why. You know, I don't take this the wrong way. You're the last of a dying breed who puts so much effort and love and, just their community means a lot to them.
Yeah.
Community means a lot. All right, Cheryl, I'm going to put you on the spot now. Tell us the dates again, times, the location again, any social media or website that people can access.
Sure. It's the dates again are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 8th, 9th, and 10th, and it's at the Catoctin High School. It's on 14745 Sabillasville Road, Thurmont. And the website is Thurmont Emmittsburg Community Show.webs.com. So people can go there and check out what all the events we have listed and all the activities. So there's something for everybody.
Sounds like it. Well, Cheryl and Rodman, thank you so much for your time, and you will be seeing us at the community show. I guarantee.
Look forward to having you.
Absolutely. This was a great podcast. This is great to talk to you guys and meet you.
Thank you.
Guys, if you missed this 67th annual Thurmont Emmittsburg Community Show, you're missing a good one. Just sitting here talking to Cheryl and Rodman, it's got me fired up to go check this thing out and get me ready for the Frederick Fair, to be honest. Hey, their webpage is Thurmont Emmittsburg Community Show.webs.com. And again, the location is Catoctin High School at 14754 Sabillasville Road in Thurmont. And they do have a Facebook page, the Thurmont Emmittsburg Community Show, all separated with dashes. Follow and connect with us here on the Steeples and Peoples podcast by checking out our website, apps, and much more. Our website is steeplesandpeoples.com, where we have pictures, all our episodes. So there's some merch out there for you guys to buy and help support the Steeples and Peoples podcast. Like our Facebook page at Steeples & Peoples. Join the conversation on Twitter. Reach out to us at Snapchat. Those are Steeples Peoples. And you can also follow us on Instagram, watch our TikToks, and view our episodes now on YouTube, and all those are Steeples and Peoples. Feel free to let us know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions for future guests by emailing us at steeplesandpeoples@gmail.com. Thanks to Steve Medley for doing our voice intro and outro.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us to find out what's going on in all things Frederick County, Maryland. And join our Facebook group to enter our weekly giveaways at Steeples and Peoples.